Now, here's your Storm Tracker weather forecast with Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire.
Good evening, everybody. We're starting off this week with a nice little shot from Mary Gibbons looking over into Yellowstone National Park, and you can see it was kind of a cloudy day out there, but look at the green grass. Is the grass over green at your house? We're seeing it all over Billings. It's just really starting to look very green. This is that time of year with the colors when the grass starts greening up and everything looks a very vivid green. It looks very nice, and that's what we're looking at right there. Meanwhile, check this out. This comes to us from Kathy LeDuc, and this is the way it looked in coal country this morning. This was the sunrise. And as we move on, here's the way things are shaping up in Billings tonight. Currently, we have 61 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Winds out of the north at about 10 miles per hour. Now, our high temp today actually topped out at 69, which was 1 degree above our normal high of 68. The record was 94 back in 1948. Record low was 32 back in 2019. And when it comes to precipitation, nothing new fell in our rain gauge today. So here's where we sit for the month. 4,100th. Need to be at 122 to come up to our 30-year average. This is our year-to-date 30-year average. And for the year, we're at 2.65 inches. We need to be at 4.9 to come up to our year-to-date 30-year average. So obviously, we're a little bit behind normal in both of those categories. Around the rest of the state, temps are starting to cool off a little bit over in Butte. 48 degrees, they're into the 40s. You see 50s and 60s elsewhere in western Montana. Across the High Line into the 60s still at this hour. Of course, here in Billings, we're at 61. 55 at Sheridan. Worland still pretty hot at 69 degrees. But check out our reported highs for the day. Look at how hot it got. 77 over Miles City, 78 at Glasgow. Worland was 86 today. Cody 84. That was a warm day. On those warm 80s, got very close to the Billings area, but not quite. They just kind of coming this way, kind of made their way over towards Livingston, where they got up to 82 degrees. It was 80 over at Havre today as well. Meanwhile, as we check this out, we do have this. Still have a marginal risk of severe storms tonight across the extreme western part of the state, right up to north central Montana. On either side of that, we could see some minor thunder showers, but none of that stuff making its way into the Billings area tonight. But tomorrow's another story. Everything kind of shifts a little bit to the east and looking at elevated risk of severe storms in north central Montana. Around that, a marginal risk of severe storms and just isolated thunder showers across the rest of the state. I think here in the Billings area, we're going to be close to the marginal risk, but probably just some isolated thunder showers across the region tomorrow. We're not expecting a great deal of rain out of it. Most of the stuff continues to stay parked out in the western part of the state following the jet stream over there. And so you'll notice here, we've got this low pressure cell here slinging a lot of moisture into the jet stream. The jet stream going up and over the Billings area. Dry conditions here, coming back down in towards the middle Mississippi Valley around Illinois. And so what we're seeing is kind of the Greek letter omega. We call this an omega blocking high. It's blocking the advance of that low pressure cell. So it's going to sit there, spin, and kind of send a lot of moisture up in towards western Montana. And so that's what we see at the surface. There's your system moving in. Even a couple of cold fronts come close to us, but they just kind of close in on the mountains. And then about the time they do that, another batch of cool air drops down from Canada. The moisture overruns that and creates more showers there. And then by the time Wednesday gets here, maybe some spotty showers moving around the Billings area late in the day, but that's about all we see. When it comes to rainfall, we're looking at maybe 1/100th of an inch for Billings. The big stuff, that's going to be over there by Great Falls, almost 2 inches of rain, maybe 1.26 over at Cutbank, maybe about 1¼ inches over Missoula and at Kalispell. But for Billings tonight, we're cooling back down into the 40s and 50s with partly cloudy skies. Then for tomorrow, we're getting right back up into, get this, the 70s, some 80s, 83 in Hardin, 82 at Billings, 89 at Broadus tomorrow, 86 in Miles City. You're going to see mostly sunny skies there. Maybe a threat of a couple of scattered showers late in the day for us by the time Tuesday gets here. Then tonight we cool down to 54 degrees with decreasing clouds. Next 7 days, good chance for some rain showers by Wednesday, but it'll be 82 degrees on Tuesday, 76 Wednesday, 70 on Thursday, then back down to the 60s by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, up to 75 degrees on Monday, but a slight chance for rain showers just about every day for the next 7 days. Let's go back to Russ.